Hello, and welcome to the Navasink Historic Site here in beautiful Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey. My name is Carmela, and I'll be speaking to you today about the U.S. Life-Saving Service here on the New Jersey shore. The U.S. Life-Saving Service predated the U.S. Coast Guard as we know it today. I hope you all have walked out in front of the building here and seen our beautiful view. We're 250 feet above sea level, one of the highest points on the eastern seaboard, and we're 18 miles from the tip of Manhattan. On any given day, you can look out and see many ships out there. It's one of the busiest harbors in the world. You can see cargo ships, tankers, barges. I've even seen cruise ships come through here. And of course, in the summer, a plethora of recreational vehicles. There is some good fishing off these waters here on the Jersey shore. You don't hear too much about maritime disasters or shipwrecks anymore. We have GPS, updated charts, satellite radio, but that wasn't always the case. Back in 1820, with the opening of the Erie Canal, shipping traffic through this area increased tremendously. And with the increase in traffic came the increase in shipwrecks and maritime disasters. Most of the time, these shipwrecks occurred within shouting distance of the beach. In 1848, a gentleman by the name of William Newell, he was a local physician from Barnegat, and he was elected to Congress and realized the need to update the system of volunteer services that was in place at the time. And when he was elected to Congress, he helped pass the Newell Act. Shortly after the Newell Act was administered by the government, new procedures and equipment used for life-saving services on our coastlines. 26 life-saving stations were almost immediately erected. One of those original 26 stations is here on our historic site. It was the Spermaceti Cove life-saving station, which was down on Sandy Hook. It was brought up here and recently restored by the New Jersey National Park, New Jersey State Park Service, I'm sorry. Those life-saving stations were from Sandy Hook down to Cape May and all along Long Island to guard this busy harbor. They housed all the equipment and sheltered the men during inclement weather. They were spaced about every 7 or 8 miles apart up and down the coastline. One piece of equipment that was used is the Francis Life Car. The Francis Life Car was used to shuttle passengers from a sinking ship to safety on shore. A line was shot to a sinking ship from something called a Lyle gun. A Lyle gun was a small cannon which shot an iron projectile to the sinking ship. The rope was tied to the mast, and the life car would be pulled to shore. Six human beings could be placed inside of here, and there was a cover on it, and they would be pulled to safety. In 1850, it was actually tested. In 1850, an immigrant ship from Scotland called the Ariellas ran aground during a violent snowstorm off of Manasquan Inlet, which is about 10 miles from here. It was such a bad storm that the rescue ships couldn't go out to save the drowning passengers. By using the Francis Life Car, 166 passengers and 26 crew members were saved. Only one passenger, a gentleman who decided to sit atop the life car while it was being pulled to safety, while his family sat inside, only one passenger. He was washed away by a wave and was never seen again. Another piece of equipment that was used by the life-saving service is something called the breeches buoy. Breeches buoy is just what it says it was. It was breeches. It looked like a pair of pants with a life-saving ring around its waist. That also was shuttled back and forth like a pulley system from a sinking ship. A survivor would get into the pants and be pulled to safety. Pictures of this are inside our museum, inside the lighthouse. It was a very interesting device. In 1871, the U.S. government expanded its commitment to maritime safety and began to pay 6-man crews at each station. So now we had paid members of the life-saving service. And the actual U.S. life-saving service was formed with standard procedures and operating practices in 1878. Now we have the Coast Guard. We all know the Coast Guard. We've all seen them out there. If anybody is a boater, you've seen them patrolling the waters. We do have active Coast Guard base right here at Sandy Hook, about 11 miles from here. The U.S. Coast Guard was formed in 1915 by combining the U.S. Life-Saving Service and the Revenue Cutter Service. The Revenue Cutter Service was an organization that was formed actually in the 1700s to patrol the coastline to look for smugglers that were avoiding the tariffs at the time. The Coast Guard is still in use to this day. Like I say, that Coast Guard base at the end of Sandy Hook, about 11 miles from here, was ravaged during Hurricane Sandy. Many of the buildings were destroyed and equipment, but they never missed a day guarding our harbors. Anyone here is a boater on the Jersey Shore can feel safe to know that they are out there. I recommend you all go inside our museum here at the Navesink Historic Site and see some of the photographs of the U.S. Life-Saving Service, their training, and some of the equipment that they use. There is even an actual Lyle gun. This Francis lifeguard was not the one used in Manasquan. The one that was used in the Manasquan rescue is in the Smithsonian Institute in Washington. I've told you what I've known about the U.S. Life-Saving Service and about their equipment. I recommend you, like I say, you go into our museum. It's a nice museum. There is other historic factors that happened here at the Navesink Historic Site. There's a nice gift shop inside, and you can even climb the North Tower. It's a beautiful view from this special place. If there isn't any questions, I thank you for your time. Please be safe on the waters. Remember, safety begins with you. Thank you very much.